Let's hope this works.
I'm trying to be a parent, but I
Gotta run an errand.
I promise when I'm back,
I'ma feed my kid a carrot.
Damn, this stuff is tough, man. I thought it was inherent. I'm trying to be a parent. I'm trying to be a parent. Sometimes you gotta drink, cause that shit can be kinda stressful. Sometimes you hit the blunt, cause that green will help you rest, yo. You know your ass be slacking when you gotta look up things on YouTube. Like,
Bro, how you wipe your baby boo-boo? Apparently there's a new way.
Now welcome to the podcast. Trying to parent
And make moms laugh.
Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean, it's the name G. Yeah. Now welcome to the podcast. Trying to parent and make pops laugh. Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean, it's the name G. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's get into it. Episode 49. Man, have we been busy.
Yes.
We've got a lot to talk about. Kids are wild. This dog we're watching is loud as shit. We just started month 8 of the pregnancy. My family almost missed their flight. And a bunch of other things. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Trying to Parent podcast. As always, we are your hosts, Amanda and Sean King. Episode 49. Apologize. This should be episode 50, but we missed last week's podcast.
We did.
Haven't missed in a while. I mean, I guess we kind of missed when we were in Japan, but
Yeah.
it's understandable. Anyways, we got a lot of stuff to catch up on. So,
There's a lovely yappy dog outside, too.
I know we talked about that last episode. That dog's still alive.
Unfortunately.
Where to start? Speaking of dogs, let's start with dogs. This dog we're watching, let's just say, isn't Nina. To be nice. So, we mentioned last episode that we would be watching our friend's dog, who is what is she?
A bulldog.
Yep, just a bulldog.
Just an English bulldog.
Just a big old English bulldog. And boy, oh boy, I'll never be getting one of those.
I just want to say, she's a good dog.
She's a great dog.
She just makes a lot of noises existing.
Yeah. I mean,
she does bark. She is a barker. So
does
that
bark.
I would say would
Like,
be her only negative.
fucking randomly barks.
Yeah,
She's just
it-
like, and you're like,
Like
what?
2 a.m. Just gonna bark once. And
The fuck was that? She's
Yeah.
like, I thought I heard a noise. You're like, okay. There's a lot of noises. God.
yeah.
We'll just be like relaxing and she's like, bah! You're like, what the?
Yeah,
Fuck,
like,
man.
it's just like 1 or 2, but yeah, just a lot of noises, grunting. I have to have my mic muted during our like interviews that we're hosting because you can hear her breathing.
Yeah, like you said, she just makes noise existing. And we'll look at Nina and Nina's like, I don't know, man. This chick is crazy. She's like, yeah, you guys be leaving me with her at her house, and I gotta just put up with this shit.
That's funny.
It's
I am supposed to be wiping her butt sometimes after she poops, and I have no idea how to do it. I keep
she
trying.
has this like tail that
It's like a corkscrew tail, and it just plugs her butt, and I have no idea how.
But then sometimes she'll sit her butt on the floor and
Not let me go near it, and
You'll
then
get
other
like a
times
little-
she put her butt in the air, and it's
a
like
dew mark on the ground.
yeah. So that's what's supposed to prevent it. That's why we're getting them, because I don't know how to wipe her butt.
So that's cool.
Sorry, friends, if you get your dog back with a dirty asshole.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
She doesn't want you to wipe it. It's strange, but anyways, she's a nice dog.
Yeah.
Her and Nina get along really well, so that's cool.
Yeah, which is completely awesome.
Amanda got a stool for the shower.
I did. I've been wanting one for such a long time.
Pretty exciting stuff. Big news.
And
Very
there was
big news.
more money than I would like to admit, but it had to be shipped from the U.S. on Amazon.
That's legit like an old people's seat.
It is. It's for the elderly.
I was expecting, it looks like it's for the elderly.
I swear to God, that's what it advertised.
Think
as.
about something that looks like something an old person would sit on in the shower or something. Like, it looks like it's basically made out of a walker.
Yes.
It's got like the walker looking legs and, just couldn't be more old person looking. But Ideal for shaving legs.
Yeah, it was so hard for me to shave my legs. So we have this like window ledge, and I was like putting my leg all the way up there.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, very, very different. I was like, I can't bend down, and it's uncomfortable. So I've been wanting one. Finally got one. I used it today, and let me tell you. Oh, and we finally got warm
hot
water.
water.
Oh my gosh, I just had the best shower today. I was like, oh, I could sit down in warm water. Are you kidding me?
Man, you guys in the U.S., you don't understand the luxuries of living in the U.S. One,
We haven't had a warm shower the whole time since we've fucking been here.
you get 2 minutes. 2 minutes of like kind of warm water. And so if one of us showers before the other one, even if we shower at the same time, it's like, babe, 45 seconds in. Wrap it up. Come on.
I had turned the
It's-
water off to shave my legs and like to turn the water off like in between everything because it's just gonna run out. But yeah,
It was upsetting to say the least. We've almost been here a year now, and we just now got hot water. Could you imagine if it was cold here? Like if you lived in a place where you're like, my shower's cold, it's cold in my room, it's cold outside, it's cold everywhere. It's just cold.
yeah,
Luckily for us,
it's hot.
yeah, a cold shower sometimes doesn't stink, but boy, getting a hot shower sure is nice.
It's like warm. Yeah.
A lot of the luxuries that you miss out on in places like this.
So the difference was we got our gas refilled because we had never had the gas refilled. So I was nervous to crank the water heater all the way up. It was like at 99%, and that wasn't keeping it warm. But as soon as I cranked it to 100%, it's been warm for multiple showers in a day.
And I mean hot.
Like lava.
It's
hot.
been lava. I cranked that bad boy on unknowingly that she had turned the furnace up, or didn't remember that she did. Cranked it all the way over to the left. That's where we get a little bit of our warm water at. And walked right into the shower and just torched the front of my naked body. It was rough. I'm like, oh my God. I should have realized something was different with the heat that was coming off of the water compared to the lack of heat that we get from the water on the regular. So that was cool. We've doing some new stuff, and I'm gonna kill that dog. I'm an animal person, but oh my God, it's so frustrating.
Annoying. Yeah, all day.
We're doing some new things in the business, so all good things take time. We're excited to see how this plays out, but should probably put some more money in our pockets, hopefully.
Hopefully, yep. Definitely should. Just gonna, take a week or two to get it ramped up, and there's some technical aspects of it we need to get situated, and funnels and workflows and all these things, making sure things lead to where they're supposed to. So that's been kind of a learning process, but it's been fun.
That's gonna be good. Oh, that's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. That's the hope,
Yes.
Let's see what else has happened that is not baby related.
Not baby related. Your family just spent the last week
I guess
here?
that's all right. Let's
okay.
get into
Well,
that.
I guess
that's
that
baby
is
related.
baby related. Sorry.
So my mom, my sister, my niece, and my nephew came into town. My niece is 4.5. My nephew just recently turned 2, and holy shit, what have we gotten ourselves into? I mean, boy, oh boy.
Just knowing that we have to have 2 of them, I'm already exhausted.
Yeah, I don't know how my sister does it, and she does a lot of it. I wouldn't say alone because my mom is there a lot. She's married, but she's a military spouse, so her husband's gone a lot.
A lot.
So my mom spends like all the time out in Florida with her and the kids because she's a nurse and she needs help. And yeah, having 2 kids that young seems exhausting. So
yes.
basically, I pick them up from the airport when they first get here, which we're super excited to see them. Haven't seen them in a little while since we were last in Vegas for my grandmother's fairly
Celebration
well.
of Life, yeah, that was
Celebration
in
of Life.
July.
July of this last year, so not too long ago. But pick them up from the airport. Cool, no problem. It's all good. Bring them back to the house. We show them the crib. This is the first time that they saw the new place. My sister hasn't been out to Mexico in, I don't know, 10 years. And parents were out here, and the last time they were out here, we were at the old spot. So mom gets to see new place. Everybody loves it. Super exciting. It's way better. We have no food here, so Amanda has to run to the grocery store and pick up some food so we can make them some food.
Make them breakfast because
yeah.
they landed at like 7:45 in the morning.
Yeah, nice and early. So make breakfast for them. Everybody's good. They're chilling. We're having a good time. They're hanging out until they can go check into their resorts. And next thing you know, there's pen all over the fucking couch. And we're like, what the hell, man? What happened? Alexi, my nephew, got his hands on a black Bic pen and drew, without anybody realizing, all over our fucking orange suede couch. Not our orange suede couch.
The rental house is
The rental house is orange suede couch. So that was cool. We're like,
you ninja.
holy crap,
How
man.
did
What
that
we
happen?
like we just got you here and now you're drawing all over our couch. Fucking thanks. Thanks, man. And he's so cute that you're just like, well, what the fuck do? I shouldn't have left that pen anywhere close to where a kid could get it and then just start drawing all over the things.
Yep.
So we looked up how to...
Rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
Got it out.
Surprise, surprise. So if you have a suede couch and you have a child and you have pens, not a horrible combination because it came out and, worked pretty well. But
Everything's great.
boy, he drew all over that son of a bitch. Impressive how he somehow maneuvered his way to getting the pen and drawing all over the couch while nobody noticed him.
That's so funny.
So that was cool. What else happened? Oh, you want to talk about the baby clothes that they brought over?
Oh, yeah. So they flew here with like
Bunch of
40
shit.
pounds of baby. 0 to 24 months, let me tell you. Super thankful.
We clothed up, son.
Yep. I didn't ask for anything on the baby registry. My family got me like a couple clothes, or got us a couple clothes here and there at the baby shower. But
Here's the deal, man.
we are set, son.
Here's the deal.
And I got like it's called My Breast Friend, which is instead of a boppy feeding pillow, it's this other one that wraps around your whole body. It's for breastfeeding.
Do you do that while you're standing up, or is that only for sitting down?
For sitting down.
Okay.
Just supposed to help back support or whatever.
Yeah,
and
it's like a table in front of you.
yeah,
essentially.
seriously. And then what was it? Like a katana wrap or baby con wrap or whatever the name is.
They
Whatever
brought
the
that,
brand.
and then the bouncy thing.
You have a little bouncy vibrating chair. So
Some really cute clothes too. So
yeah.
catch our kid being fresh.
And I ordered the dresser finally, so we got those, the 0 to 3 months put away. I need to wash the baby blankets and wraps and stuff and put those in the drawers. But we got a lot of stuff. And then let's see, we went to the resort to meet up with them twice for a day pass.
Yeah, so they're staying at the resort where my grandma had owned a timeshare, and so something the family had frequently done before. Amanda and I went and spent some time with my parents there before we had moved out here, and that was kind of gave us an idea like, oh, we could live out here. This is cool. So went over to the resort, hung out with them twice. A third time we babysitted. We'll talk about that. But first time we hung out with them was super cool. Got to go over to the resort, all inclusive. So your boy got to drink a little bit. Nothing crazy, but it's just fun to be able to hang out with them. And boy, they just go. We were at the pool a lot of the day. Went to dinner. Alexi's in this
Separation anxiety.
this two stage where, boy, he cannot leave his mother.
At all. If she's not in view. Holy shit.
Yeah, and luckily it's not like all the time, because we definitely had instances where she wasn't around. I would say 90% of the time, he's like, I need mom now. And if she's not holding me or not touching me or something, I'm going to lose my mind. Which really hope that's not the case for our child, because
That's
it
exhausting.
was exhausting. And she had to like constantly be holding him and stuff, just like holding him. And he's a good sized baby. He's got to be like, I don't know, 40 pounds now or something. He's
not 40 pounds.
I think they said Sophia was like
35. Sophia's 35.
And he's heavier than she is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, she's starting to lean out, string bean.
Yeah, she is.
He's dense.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
I know, because he kept dropping his body weight on me.
That's true.
Apparently, he's into wrestling at 2 years old.
That's funny.
But that was a great day. I mean, just got to hang out at the pool. And
it's so cute because he's talking and he's Uncle Sean.
Yeah.
And Amanda.
He's actually getting pretty good with his words, which, you know, is super cute.
Yeah.
He's the cutest fucking kid.
Yeah, he's so adorable.
I mean, he makes the funniest faces. You've probably seen a few pictures if you follow the Instagram or whatever. He likes to make an appearance on there because he's so cute. And just shared some pictures of him because he just recently had his birthday.
Yep.
But that was great. Super fun time. Love being able to, you know, just kind of hang out with family, and don't get to spend a whole lot of time with them because obviously they don't live in Mexico.
Yeah.
But just kind of gave us a little peek into what it might look like to have, you know, a couple kids who are a year or two apart, give or take, and just what it takes. I mean, my sister's life has changed.
Yeah, just the fear of, okay, that's why a lot of like moms in general, it's called like touched out, like they're touched all day by their kids, and then by the
They're
time
like,
their
"Don't touch me,
husband
babe.
is, their
Don't touch
husband's
me."
like, don't fucking touch me.
I wasn't aware of that, but that makes sense.
Well, breastfeeding is very common while breastfeeding.
Gotcha.
But maybe I'll talk about that on one of our in the news coming up. But
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but I definitely wouldn't want to be touched 24/7. So that makes sense.
well, at least the touch of a spouse is way more gentle and intimate than a slap of a 2-year-old
Boy.
or a 4-year-old.
So they're both getting their little swimmy on. They're pretty good at swimming. I don't know. It was just a fun time.
It was really cute to see Sean interact with. I mean, I know he's good with kids, but just like how obsessed they are with him is very attractive.
They're like and it's super cute. Thanks, babe, for saying that. It's super cute that they can both say Uncle Sean now.
I know.
And they say Auntie Amanda, but like Alexi will just kind of say the same things that Sophia says.
Yep, just repeats her.
And they're like, Uncle Sean, look at me. Uncle Sean, look at me. Uncle Sean, Uncle Sean. And you're just like, it's really cool. I mean, it's fun, and it'll be exciting to have just like somebody that I can tell like what to do all the time, and sure they won't listen or whatnot, but like that I can mold into a little person.
Yes.
Because I've seen them over the times that we've hung out with them getting, you know, better. Like Sophia used to whine quite a bit, and it seems like she's doing it a bit less now.
Yeah, she's definitely
as she's getting older.
moving in the right direction.
But yeah, just my mom gave Alexi a packet of sugar.
Oh my God. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen here.
Boy, let's talk about rules. They had some soda. They had packets of sugar, candy,
So much candy.
sweets without eating dinner. Amanda and I are like,
I know that we say this, like, but we're like, we're on the same page, right? Like, we want to do things a little differently. Like,
at least while they were here, they weren't like all about being on phones or iPads or anything.
yeah, which
I mean, there was barely any of that, which is
really
cool.
good.
Yeah. I mean, like, go out and swim, and they can swim all day and do all that shit, and they get tired, get a little bit of something to eat, go sleep, or swimming, whatever.
yeah, but they're always in the water, even at home. So
Yeah.
they're always at the
Yeah, they're
beach.
very
water babies for sure.
water-based babies. But I was like, Mom, did you just give him a pack of sugar to fucking eat? She's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, that's not fine.
She just sent me that thing on Instagram of like, babies shouldn't have sweets. Like,
She gave him sugar, a packet of sugar. I'm like, you're insane. The last thing we want is these kids to get diabetes. It's so popular these days.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, we're going to have a whole lot of different rules. And Mom, I know you're going to be listening to this. You will never feed my child a packet of sugar. I mean, if anything, give that motherfucker some salt. He real quick to not want that. But
That's funny.
it's crazy. We'll see how things go when we have our son. But I can
Really?
tell you one thing for sure is he'll never eat a packet of sugar. Not by it.
And then Mimi
Not
gives
unless
it
he's
to
the
him.
one, not unless he's the one, like, 13 years old going to eat the pack for himself. But at that point in time, hey man,
That's so funny.
everybody makes bad decisions. So yeah, just kind of seeing them in the element of like being out, being about, being a kid, all that stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But it's a full-time gig.
It's a lot of work.
And
I was exhausting just looking at him. I'm like, well, I'm just tired in general in this phase of my life right now. But oh my gosh, I could not imagine doing any of that by myself.
yeah, God, people who are single parents, I mean, one, incredible. Two, if you don't have the support of like a parent as well, so one of your parents or somebody that's stepping in like my mom is to help my sister out, I mean, you deserve all the rewards because holy shit, man.
Yeah, I knew it was a lot of work, but it was eye-opening for sure.
My sister's just, it's go. And then she had asked if I could come over and babysit the kids on, was that
Their last night, Friday.
That was last night, right? No, Friday. Yeah, Friday night. And I'm like, yeah, sure. They want to go out and have some fun. And I know that she doesn't get to do that often without the kids. Back home, they can get a babysitter, and it's pretty easy. But I don't get to see the kids that often. So Amanda and I both went to the resort.
I snuck on.
Yeah, snuck into the resort. She didn't have a wristband. Crazy things.
Oh, my God.
And we just hung out in the room with them. We brought them Burger King.
Because I didn't have a wristband to go to the dinner.
Yeah, because we couldn't go get dinner with them. Plus, I don't know if I wanted to take the kids to dinner at the buffet and go through that
That would have been a real
whole
test.
thing. Yeah, I don't know if I'm there yet. But we just got to hang out with them in the room all night. And man, they're staying in a room with 2 queen beds, so we pushed them together because they were jumping across. Well, Sophia was jumping across the bed, and Alexi is,
Wants to copycat everything.
yeah, just. So I'm like, all right, let's just push these beds together so I don't see this man fall in between these beds and kill himself. But it was just full of energy. I mean, running around the room, throwing ball, tackling me, like jumping on me, all sorts of crazy stuff. Watching movies, singing Baby Shark,
Yeah.
just, again, go. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers got to go down at some point. Like, they got to.
8:30 hit. I was like, Lexi, it's time for bed. And he's just like, okay.
Yep, he went down pretty easy, but it's why we're just wearing him out in the room. So I'm like, hey, homie, I get tired at like 9 o'clock, so let's wrap this thing up. And it was an eye-opening experience. Having one and slowly building up to the second one and like learning as you go, I think is definitely the way. If you had twins,
Oh my gosh.
man,
That'd be
just
so awful. No offense to people with twins, but that sounds awful to me.
the twins sound awesome, getting it both done at once, but everything else outside of that seems horrible.
Yeah.
Just 2 times less the sleep. If you were getting 2 hours, now you're getting 1 hour. It's just like, well, somebody's always going to be up. I don't know if you keep them together because if one cries, then it wakes the other one up. And I don't understand how that would work. I don't understand how the baby fits, 2 babies fit in a
body.
belly, because we're talking about Amanda's.
Well, they're not going to
stomach
be
right
10 pounds. They're going to be more like 4 pounds each or 5 pounds each instead of
That's
8
crazy.
to 10.
That's wild. Right now, well, our baby just recently had the foot size of a Swedish fish, which, you know, is very relatable to me.
I love Swedish fish.
But it's very interesting how they're like folded up in there.
Yeah,
They're like,
just like
it's 17 inches long, and you're like, 17 inches long.
how does that
make
fit
sense.
inside of me?
And yet they show you the images and stuff, and they're just, I forget, because I'm like, I couldn't have my head or my foot right next to my face ever in my life. And they're like, well, when you're really young like that, you got no muscles that you built. You got, you know, you're super
Fold it up.
flexy. I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible. But it's crazy. It's life.
Super crazy.
That's how things go. Anything you want to jump into before I jump into our week 32 edition of the book?
Well, I just want to say, you had asked something about non-child related before we went on this whole spiel.
Okay.
And we should be getting an offer on our land.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't want you to consider anything.
Well, then never
We'll let you know
mind.
next week if we
Yeah.
get the offer and we
Yeah.
like the offer and we sell the land.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so
Anyways,
we'll see. You may continue.
week 32, folks. 32.
Start of the 8th month. Here we go.
Month 8.
Yikes.
Fully developed organs. This week, all of your baby's organs are completely developed. Wild. We have a fully functional person inside there. With the lungs still inhaling and exhaling amniotic fluid. That doesn't sound good to be inhaling fluid. As babies prepare to breathe on its own. Baby is continuing to gain fat, like you and I, from November through January, and its skin. Jeez. Wow. Yeah, he's like, it's the cold months. That is funny, though, because it is November through January.
It is.
Which we'll be doing this.
Yes.
And its skin is finally opaque. The baby is almost 3.5 to 4 pounds and as big as 15 to 17 inches. Were you telling me something about the baby's skin color? Like you get all of your skin tone within the first certain amount of...
Yeah. It was like you're going to be whatever your skin tone's going to be like at 6 months or something like that.
That is a false statement. Now, of course, I've tanned because I've got, you're out in the sun and all of that stuff. But I was white as shit. I look like goddamn Joe Burrow.
I'll have to look into that
And
more.
now, I got some, again, that might be due to like being in the sun, I'm assuming, and tanning, and maybe I tan a little bit easier than a normal opaque white person. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
That's
kids in
100%
general
accurate.
are just fucking white.
Yeah, my hair was white, well, essentially blonde, and it gets dark. Like, I feel like you darken up as things go. Yeah. Mom is feeling bigger and bigger.
Yes, accurate.
That belly is really showing out. Nobody says shit in the grocery line now.
Nope.
So they know. She's not just fat. Well, she's not even fat, but before, she just kind of looked like she was a little fat in the stomach.
Now it's like
Which was confusing to
full
people.
on.
Sleep is coming in spurts. Is your sleep coming in spurts?
I'm getting more uncomfortable when I sleep.
And that makes it difficult to keep an even mood and concentrate on anything. I can tell you, her concentration and
No bueno in my
memory
mood.
has been dipping drastically in her mood.
Yes.
Something.
It's sorry. I waited this long to start to deteriorate, folks.
Yeah, she's like, I've held on a long time. It's happening, folks. So make sure that your partner is continuing to eat small, nourishing meals and sleep with her head elevated, a way to counter heartburn. Have you had any heartburn?
Nope.
That's good.
You've had
The
heartburn.
other day. Yeah. I had the heartburn for you.
had to
Like, where
give
the
you
fuck are the
Tums.
Tums at, man? I'm dying here. I hate heartburn. Family goals. Daddy, doula. Keep her moods and feet elevated. Trying. Encourage mom to elevate her head at night and utilize the wedge or sleeping pillow to get her legs into a position that's comfortable enough for her to get some rest. Are you sleeping with anything in between your legs?
Yes, I sleep with our anniversary pillow.
A small pillow? That's good. Third trimester, baby stats. Baby weighs around 4 pounds and is the size of a spaghetti squash.
I feel like it's bigger than that.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it. Every organ is developed except the lungs. Baby is working on inhaling and exhaling amniotic fluid. I don't think inhaling fluid into your lungs.
So that's what. So the reason for that actually. So the amniotic fluid is obviously inside the sac that the baby's in, but that's why water birth is safe for babies because they're living in liquid right now. So when they come out into the water, they can still breathe until you bring them. Like as soon as you bring them up, you can't bring them back down, but they're fine in there as long as they're in there.
That's insane. So you're saying, I wonder if you could be born in the water and then just stay in the water for the rest of your life. Who's done the research on that, folks?
Once you could cut the umbilical cord, I'm sure it all ends.
Well, maybe if you lived like just above the water on a boat or something and the umbilical cord was attached.
Because the placenta essentially stops, like the organ dies a couple minutes after you birth it out.
Okay.
That's when
maybe nobody did any research on that then.
Maybe someone tried and someone died. I don't know.
They're like, well, this doesn't work. Your fundal height may be between 12.5 and 13.5 inches, and the belly is getting bigger. Her belly button may start to resemble an outie. We're getting very close to that.
Yes.
Baby may be dropping lower, putting more pressure on the bladder. Feeling any more pressure on your bladder?
Bladder occasionally. My hip flexor on my right side, absolutely. It's like he's like grabbing it.
This says breast leakage and vaginal discharge are possible.
My nipples have been kind of sore. Like,
yeah, you said achy.
Yeah, just like, yeah, achy. That's a good term.
So this says plan ahead, finalize the birth plan. We haven't set out the birth plan, but we will be visiting the hospital tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to visit it last week, and some things came up, and we couldn't make it over there. So we'll be visiting, what's the hospital name?
Eggshell.
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 Oh, Eggshell. We'll be visiting that paint color hospital that everybody's very fond of. Yeah, because it says it's finally time to pull the trigger on a definite birth plan that you can share with your doctor and their team. If mom is too overwhelmed in the delivery room, you and possibly her doula are her biggest advocate and spokesperson. We did go to our first class.
We did.
This week, Lamazzze. Mm-hmm. Lamazzze. We'll talk about that in a second. But, yeah. We'll go ahead and call it there. And let's talk about Lamazzze.
Yeah, so I know that I had mentioned when we had met the doula the first time when we went to that free class at the birth center. I wasn't a huge fan. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of her. But then once we were on a one-on-one setting, because the doula is the one that's doing the birth class, I like her. Mm-hmm. She's very a very holistic type person. She's from Argentina.
Very holistic. Very small too.
Yeah, she's like probably not even 5 feet.
She's not 5 feet.
Like a little lady. But I really liked her much better on the one-on-one setting, which is awesome. So.
Much better than the other way around. We're like, wow, we really like her in this open setting with all of these people, and then we meet with her personally, and we're like, this lady fucking sucks.
Yeah. But something that I really liked about her was that just straight up in the beginning, she's like, hey, what do you want to get out of this class? Like, what do you want to know? And then she also made sure to ask Sean. And that's something that really stood out to me, because he's obviously going to be...
It's like 50-50 here. I mean, I'm basically doing half the work.
He's going to be, but just how much he wants to be involved and just help me and be set up to be there and what to do and where to push and what to say and, you know.
She's talking about a lot of interesting stuff in our little 2.5 hour class that we did with her. We have another one next Friday, but of course we went over positioning and stuff, just things to do while you're at home right before the pregnancy, not before the pregnancy, before the birth, once you're at the hospital, just how we can make it as comfortable of an experience as possible. She mentioned some really interesting things about like pain and, just a lot of very, I keep saying interesting, but we had interesting conversations. She mentioned a lot of things. She kind of showed us how the baby is actually birthed using some different,
Like
of course, a baby and then like a
dolls and like a hip diagram, like
Yeah.
skeletal thing.
and just educated for sure me on some things that I was definitely not aware of. She gave us some good tips about things that we should look into. She did mention the fact that I should be rubbing your vaginal floor, or what's it called?
Perineal.
Perineal massages, which was funny because we had just talked about that on the way over
Yeah.
to the thing. I was like, I don't know what that is, and we were discussing like, oh, you're
like,
supposed to be
Have to stretch me out.
supposed to be doing this, so there's no tearing, the ripping and the tearing. But yeah, it was. I'm looking forward to the second class. Did some cool little, like I said, positioning things for like.
With a rebozo, like how to just alleviate hip pressure and things like belly pressure, things like that. What positions to get in, when to get into them, what's good for labor, what's good for pushing, just kind of really informational, which is exactly what I needed because I've been listening to so many podcasts, but that's more of like ideas and like factual things related to pregnancy and just like intervention things versus positions and like here's actually how to get the baby out of you because I have no idea.
Yep. She talked about, and of course our baby's in really good position right now. She talked about making sure that the baby doesn't move and doing certain things, like if you're laying back for too long, there's a chance that your baby could change position. So not doing anything like that for too long. You want to be, forward,
Leaning
sitting.
forward instead of lounging back. Yeah.
She mentioned something that every woman is concerned about, and that's pooping when you're giving birth. And so she gave some tips and stuff about that.
Mm-hmm.
Want to elaborate on that at all, or?
So I was going to have that as my topic, but I couldn't find actually like a whole lot of stuff on that. It's just all the blogs are like, yeah, you're probably going to poop. But so what she was talking about is kind of like the sphincter law where you can't have, so you have three sphincters. You have the urethra, the vagina, and the anus. And she's like, you technically can't have more than one working at the same time. So if you do poop while you're giving birth, it's because there's already poop in the poop canal, and then the
baby's essentially pushing it out.
Yeah, just pushing it out. It's not like you're, oh shoot, I gotta poop, so I'm gonna poop. It's just like kind of what's already in there. The baby moves it out on their way out.
So she was talking about, taking some sort of suppository beforehand, making sure like, hey, if you feel like you're gonna get ready to start pushing or whatever, and you feel like you have to take a dump, do it. Like go.
Yeah, or if you're going to be self-conscious about pooping, then try like when you know labor's coming, like before you, like, a day or two or as early as you can before you go to the hospital, try and get all the poop out. So drink prune juice or take a suppository or, whatever you can. Did she say magnesium citrate or something like that? Just to empty it if you're self-conscious of pooping. So
yeah, because your baby is going to squeeze that out like the end of a toothpaste.
Yes.
Where it just moves all that stuff at the end out the front.
Yep.
She's like, don't worry, you won't poop on your baby on purpose. So, yeah, learned some really cool stuff there. Like I said, definitely looking forward to going back to the second class.
Yeah.
And blow up your ball and start doing some hip stretching and all of that stuff to just really start loosening up
the hips.
Those hips. She was talking about birthing from your back versus birthing from other positions, how the hips kind of open up more, and I thought the topic about the pain was really interesting as well.
It's kind of like how you need the pain.
Yeah.
You need the pain so that way your body knows what to do next. Mm-hmm. Essentially.
Yeah, she said, do you know why you have pain? Like, why you feel pain is so essentially that your body can
communicate.
Yeah, of like, oh, am I hurt? Am I just in pain? Like if I broke my leg, that's going to be a lot different than.
Yes, it's a difference between pain and suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, childbirth should not be suffering. It should just be pain. And pain is just a communication of how, like what's happening to your body and things like that. But suffering is way more traumatic, and no one deserves to be suffering during childbirth. So.
In which, she said, you won't be. This is all part of the process. Your body is made to do this.
A lot of it's mental.
Yeah.
And breathing.
The breathing. We gotta from the sternum, from the chest, not from the throat.
Yes.
She was talking about different things that I could help do to, keep her calm. Of course, the number one thing is just telling her, calm down. Calm down.
Because that always works.
Stay calm. Stay calm, Amanda. Stay calm.
Hey, stop freaking out. No. Yeah, obviously not that, but.
But she did give some good advice. We'll most likely be packing our 30-pound pink Himalayan salt lamp to bring into the hospital.
In case someone wants to rush in, we can use it as a weapon.
Yeah, I could kill somebody with that if I needed to.
Real quick, I just wanted to say, it made me think about this. I read the audiobook, or I listened to the audiobook, Ina May's Guide to Childbirth, which was recommended in a lot of the podcasts that I listened to. And just from people in general saying that it was a really good book to read. After listening to it, I thought, if you're not a podcast listener, then by all means listen or read the book, because it's informational as far as like it goes into, it has a bunch of birth stories, but then it goes to like the different types of intervention, what's necessary, what's not necessary, like the different stages of labor, things like that. So it's really informational on that aspect of it. But I didn't get anything more from it that I've already gotten from my podcast. So not saying I regret listening to it, because I'm glad that I did, but it was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I kind of already knew all this. And I much more enjoyed listening to these same topics on the podcast than I did the person in the audiobook, because she sucked. Whoever recorded the audiobook, her voice is so incredibly boring. It was just like textbook. Like no emotion. It was this older lady reading it.
Just Little House on the Prairie,
yeah.
Old, slow.
I just didn't enjoy her voice. But the podcasts, they're much younger. There's interactions. There's different inflections. Kind of like my style of talking or whatever. So I much more enjoyed that. But if you're not going to do any other research as far as listening to podcasts, then I would definitely recommend the Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. But if you're already listening to like evidence-based birth and Dr. Nicole Rankins and all these other birthing podcasts, I don't think it's necessary to listen or read Ina May's book, because you're not going to get anything more out of it than you already have. It's my 2 cents.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. So I expect this to be something that happens all the time. So when my sister, my mom, and the kids checked out of their place on Saturday, Amanda went to go pick them up from the resort and bring them back to the house, because they had some time before they actually had to leave for the airport. And do you want to?
Oh, well, they were, the hotel is in a resort area, or just like a nice gated area called Playa Car. Within Playa Car, there's a whole bunch of different resorts, and there's a bunch of different houses to rent and restaurants and things like that. But the area itself is secluded. It's called Playa Car. And they were fucking not having it when I tried to go in by myself. I'm like, this is the third time we've been here this week. I've been here this week. What do you mean? But they were just like not having it. So whatever, that was a whole stupid idea.
You pick them up, you bring them back here, And then you find out that, oh,
Yeah.
they left the iPads.
Yeah, your sister's like, Amanda, I forgot something. I'm like, okay. She's like, the kids' iPads are in the drawer. I'm like, okay, your mom's phone doesn't work. She can't call. She keeps trying to call. I'm like, your phone doesn't work, so I'll just call for you. So I call them, and they're like, the person that speaks English won't be back for another 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. So then I call back. They say they have the iPads there. It's like noon at this point. Sean and I have a meeting at 1:30, and the resort's like 25 minutes away. So I'm like, if you want to go get the iPads, we got to go right now. Like, yeah. And sure, luckily, they didn't give us nearly as hard of a time when I entered with his mom, because she had the email reservation. We had to show them. I'm like, olvidé un portátil en la habitación. Like, we forgot a laptop in the room. It's at the reception. And he's like,
no, man, I'm trying to fucking break in here.
He's like,
I'm trying to break in, and I got to get past you. Then I'm going to have to get past resort security. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to hang out there and make sure that nobody sees me getting drinks and eating food because I don't have any wristbands. Just like, come on.
Yeah. People. I'm like, I was just here an hour ago, and you guys took my ID from me until I came back out, but whatever. So
doing the most.
Yeah, we finally got it, came back. Everything was fine. There was 15 minutes before Sean and I's meeting. And
did our meeting, and then
this is where the fun really started.
After the meeting, we're like, all right, they're like, we got to go. Their flight was at 5:15. I think we probably left at like, let's see, the interview, we couldn't have left any later than like 3 o'clock.
I made us lunch after. I think it was like 3:10, 3:15, but I don't know exactly. But we're normally only like 35, 40 minutes away from the airport. So they still would have made it an hour and a half-ish before.
So we leave, and we're making pretty good time. And then apparently there's some big accident on the freeway. I wouldn't call this a freeway. On the streets. And it just like stops and backs up traffic for ever. So what would have taken us 30 minutes to get there, we were probably about 10 minutes away, and it was like, you have an additional 35 minutes. I'm like, uh-oh. And it was like stop traffic. So, I mean, there was hundreds and hundreds of cars just backed up, and we're like, oh, man. So we're like slowly inching along, and of course the time is increasing. And we're like, oh, I don't know if they're going to make their flight. It's getting real, real tight.
Because they had bags to check.
Yeah, had bags to check and just all this other stuff. I mean, you're going through with kids and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just, everything takes longer, of course. You guys know this. Yeah. But we somehow just end up inching through after, if we left at, let's see here. If we left, say we left at 3:10, we should have been there by like 3:40. I drive pretty fast.
Yeah.
And
it was like 4:06 or 4:10.
Yeah, we ended up just getting there. Yeah, their flight's at 5:15, and it's an international flight. So they gave us problems when we showed up about an hour early with no bags to check, and we were just going through. And so I ended up like zooming through all these cars after we got through. There was like 3 or 4 cars blown off the road. Definitely some people dead, but didn't see any bodies. So, ended up getting them there, getting them dropped off. They got inside, and they were like, we literally just barely made it. The people let us through. They got through the whole thing. And then on my way back, I see that they've essentially coned off that entire street. They're taking the tow truck and starting to try to pull these cars out of the ditch and stuff. And I could just imagine like all of the people
going to the airport that are in that line.
Because there's only one way to get there, and it's that way. Fucked. And it was backed up for miles as I drove by them. And I'm like, we're so lucky. Like, we sat in it for a long time, but we're so lucky that we got there.
Didn't leave 5 minutes later?
Yeah, when we did, because they coned that thing off. I'm like, oh, sorry, we're pulling these people out. Sam was looking up flights. She's like, oh, you can get the same flight tomorrow, an additional $300 per ticket.
Oh, my God.
She's like, well, there's, $1,200 extra that we would have had to pay. And it's Frontier, so of course they're going to be super nice about it. But it was just a shit show, but
Yeah.
it made it work.
Made it
And then they landed at Atlanta, and they didn't have all their luggage, so that's cool.
Fun
Anyways, all fun and games. We made it. They made it through.
Luckily.
Yeah. God, I hate being late to the airport.
And somehow it's always
Your
just
fault. Yeah.
kind of close.
I never leave. She's like, no, we'll be good. Like, what time should we leave? She's like, 12 minutes before. Jeez. Again, now that everything's international,
Yeah,
it takes
true.
much longer.
So true.
Alrighty. Well, we haven't done any of the highs, lows, any of that stuff.
Okay. I
only-
can sit here and talk all day, so let's just get through it.
Yeah, we've only got 50 minutes left, so we'll save high, lows, all that stuff for next week. I'm really hungry, and I want to go watch football.
Football.
And it's 4:30, so
Yeah.
I need some relaxing
Cardinals
time.
game is just starting if you want to watch them.
So let's get into our trivia. We'll end it with this, folks.
You have selected
I love the 90s. Alrighty, so if you guys were with us last episode, 2 weeks ago, you would know that Amanda went 4 for 4 on Black Trivia. It was 4 for 4 on hip-hop songs, about hip-hop songs, trivia about hip-hop songs. And if you knew anything about Amanda, you wouldn't be surprised that that's the only time that she's gone 4 for 4. So we're going to change some things up this week, and we're going to go back to movies, something that Amanda knows so much about.
the least about.
She knows so much about movies. We'll see how this
Great.
goes. I'm thinking at least 2
One.
out of 4 here.
No. Okay.
All right.
In
Question.
my current condition, I do not have high hopes because I am
Yeah,
not
yeah,
well,
good point.
y'all.
Good point. Well, question number 1.
Okay.
What is the character's name, the bad guy, in the famous 1991 movie Silence of the Lambs?
Is that Hannibal Lecter? Oh, yes.
Sorry, I was not there. Hannibal Lecter. That is correct. Great
I
job.
watched that in my more recent years.
For the first time?
Yes, because I was not allowed to watch things like that because of my dreams.
Not surprising. Everybody has bad dreams. Get over it. Question number 2. That's 1 for 1. You only need one more to.
Beat the odds.
Yep.
Here we go.
The 1994 classic Forrest Gump was classified as what type of movie? Comedy, romance, action, documentary.
Oh.
It's a tricky one, huh?
Gosh, if it's a romance, it's an awful romance. It's not a comedy. It's not a documentary. It's not based on anything real, is it? I'm going to say documentary.
But that's wrong. Incorrect.
I was going to give it to you at the beginning. You said romance, and you're rolling through that. It's a romance movie.
Gosh.
It's considered
Jenny.
romance. Jenny, that
worst.
skin bitch, gets
Yep.
AIDS, tries to just a horrible person.
Yep. That's an awful romance.
Alrighty, 1 for 2.
Okay.
Not really sure about this one. The movie Babe was released in 1995. What animal was featured as the star of the movie Babe?
Oh, is that a pig?
Congratulations.
Hey, I never saw it. My mind was going as soon as you read the question. If you look at the video, I'm like, I don't know this movie. And then I was like, wait a second.
I know it was about a pig. 2 for 3. Alrighty, this one. I'm gonna hold you to this one. This one's big here. Name this 1990s classic starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he says the famous line, "It's not a tumor."
is not a tumor.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Jingle All the Way. No, that came out later. It's not a tumor.
5 seconds.
Jingle All the Way, I guess. I don't know. I know that's not it.
But that's wrong.
It's very upsetting, folks.
Incorrect.
Very upsetting because it's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, the term. I don't know that many. It's not True Lies. That's one of my favorites.
It's not True Lies. We went and visited the site when we lived up there.
Oh, Kindergarten Cop. Damn it.
Gosh.
Dang.
One of the best movies he's ever made.
Yep, Kindergarten Cop in Astoria, Oregon.
Kindergarten Cop.
Shoot.
Well, 2 for 4. You were exactly what
You expected.
they are, who we thought they were. That was Cardinals coach after a big loss. That was a classic. Guess you don't know that much about the Cardinals. Okay. Let's go ahead and leave it there. We'll be back next week.
Do all the normal stuffs. Thanks for riding this through with us, y'all.
Yes. Appreciate all 4 of you that listen. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for listening on multiple platforms, Mom.
Yes, thank you.
It's been real. It's been fun. I love you.
I
I'm
love
hungry. Very hungry. Haven't eaten much today. Didn't really eat anything today.
I had some rich
No, wait,
crack.
we had the leftovers. Alrighty, we're out of here. Peace.